let's start with the truth about legal and selling into the legal industry.
Mhm.
It is incredibly difficult.
Mhm.
Um, there is a very long sales cycle. There are expectations and demands of the technology. There isn't always an understanding of how the technology is put together and how it works. There's this expectation that, well, this is how I want it to be, and that's not always the case. So there is a dance that happens where you are going round and round with your customer and trying to um, make sure that they understand what it is that you offer, what it is that you as a business provide, what your mission is, and how it fits into their business model, their process inside the law firm. That that takes time. So patience is my number one recommendation. A lot of the things that I do are just practical. And when you apply them to the experience that you have trying to sell into legal, you have to know your customer. You have to know your industry and know your customer. And that means that you have to have patience for the process. And the process sometimes can be meeting or trying to address some unrealistic expectations. So legal itself is a difficult industry
Mhm.
and it takes time. If you think you're going to jump into legal and just get rich quick, that's not how legal works. Law firms will choose a vendor, choose a particular type of product. They'll put an importance on that product, and it's something that they usually carry for a while. So if you have an established market where there's a saturated product set, that's something that you're going to have to share your value and recognize and identify some real pain points that they're experiencing currently with a product that they're using or a product that they've recently left, or just their experience with the vendor, the culture of the company they're working with. All these things come together, and you have to be able to address them and navigate them. And that starts with your messaging and your branding at the company level. So at that top of that funnel, you want to be able to showcase who you are, what your culture is, the culture of your organization, why you care about legal tech and what you're delivering to the legal community, how important the customer is to you, and why it's so important that you help them solve their problems. And what is your mission? What is your ultimate goal? What are you trying to accomplish in your career as a legal technology professional? And those things define who you are. And that authenticity, and we talk about authenticity all the time in all the social circles, but that authenticity comes through when you know yourself, when you know what your mission is, what your business model is, what your journey is going to try to produce as an end result for your customer, and to be there throughout and support and be present throughout the process, all the way from the top of the funnel down to the bottom. And I would even argue and advocate for a continued engagement beyond the sale. So many times you say, thanks a lot for your money, thanks for your business, thanks for your trust, and you then leave them to their own devices. How does how do you carry them across the finish line? How do you work with them to onboard your product, to show them how it works, to offer training, to get them to a successful adoption of the solution, and then reinforce that continuously with follow-up and engagement to realize that you're building a relationship, just like you're building a relationship with a person or a spouse or a friend. You're building a relationship that needs to last a decade or more. And to do that, you have to care.